This is Emmanuel with This Top Nerd Marketing. I hope you like this video, you comment on this video, you subscribe to the channel, and if you're new, put that bell notification. But let's get into it. Cue the intro.
Let's go, Emmanuel.
Yeah. EMMANUEL VELASCO. I'm the digital marketing creator, the content elevator. Content so good that you have some haters. You need me to elevate you. Desktop nerd marketing, it's your savior. What a wonderful world will make you. Woo! Here we go, fam.
So, social media is, present in our lives every day, right? It's a great business tool to use, but maybe, you don't know which one you should be using for your business, right? Twitter is great for, reputation management, customer support. We have Instagram, that's great for brand awareness. We have Facebook ads, which is a very powerful tool. But LinkedIn is undoubtedly the best one for business, because LinkedIn is literally just for business connections. So everybody on LinkedIn in some way, shape, or form is wanting to network with other businesses. So this social platform will help you grow your business and help you grow your network. So then, they say your network is your net worth. So here's what makes LinkedIn a great prospecting platform. So the audience, LinkedIn's audience is different than any other social media. Now, there aren't any teenagers, or maybe if there are teenagers, they're business teenagers, right? But it's for business people like yourself and like me. So this is what makes it a gold mine for you to communicate with businesses. So if you're in B2B sales, this is perfect, right? So the other thing is professional tools. So what I mean by professional tools, I mean professional search tools. So, on LinkedIn, it's ridiculously easy to search for people who meet the exact same criteria you have in mind. Meaning, if you're going after realtors and you want to make sure they have 50 people in their business, and then you want to make sure they've been in business for 3 to 5 years, all these different criterias, and if you have keywords as well for the specific person that you want to, service and want to attract, you could also put that information in there. So that's wonderful. Now, it's especially easy if you have a little bit of money, so that you could use LinkedIn Sales Navigator. Now, you could find people based on their company size, their industry, years of experience, and dozens of other factors that you could input to be very specific and hyper targeted on who you need for your business. So hands down, the most powerful platform online right now is LinkedIn. LinkedIn is, the best platform is because it's the only platform where it's okay for you to sell your services on, right? You go on Facebook, people don't want to hear your service. You go on Instagram, people don't want to hear your service. But on LinkedIn, people are looking for business connections, so you could connect 2 and 2, right? Now, if you're trying to slide in a Facebook DM, to sell somebody something, you would probably only irritate them and you'll be ignored. Same thing with Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, all these other social medias. Now, LinkedIn, on the other hand, has always been about business. So there's 760 million. Yes, that's million users, right? And 45%, whoa, what kind of 45? 45% are at least making over 75K per year. And the best part is 4 out of every 5 LinkedIn members are influencing business decisions for their company, like right now. So LinkedIn has taken great steps to make sure it's the best place for businesses to be, right? So it's an amazing outreach tool, right? LinkedIn outreach is the process of reaching out to potential leads on LinkedIn. Simple as that, right? So since direct messages are LinkedIn's, primary one-to-one communication, right? This means that often your messaging is very important. Now, why is LinkedIn such a great platform for outreach? Let me tell you 3 reasons, right? First thing is the user numbers, right? It's not a small platform. It's not a small platform. So LinkedIn has 760 million users. So with that many users, it makes it super easy, to reach out. And look, if you're 1 in a million, every 1 in a million you're able to hit, that means you're able to make 760 sales, right? That's not so bad. Now, if your sales are, high ticket, let's say it's just $1,000. Well, there you go. You made $760,000. That's top 1%. Just off of that. So that's amazing, right? And everybody's here for business stuff. Now, that brings me to the second point. So everybody's here for business stuff. So the audience, everybody's there to make business connections. So it's amazing because, they're not teenagers, they're not people who just, play around on social media. These are actual people who want to make relationships and business relationships at that. So that makes them, more inclined to talk with one another, right? And make a connection. So we're talking with, business people. And it's, they're here to network, right? That's the most important part, So it's really a gold mine for businesses to really connect with each other, right? So everybody's like you, everybody's trying to grow their business. Now, the third thing, which is one of the most powerful things that you could use when it comes to LinkedIn outreach, right, is they have professional tools. So because they have professional tools, and I'll give it to you, right? So it's Sales Navigator. Hopefully I spelled that right. My spelling is trash. I hope you guys know that. But so, with Sales Navigator, it's an amazing tool that you could use that will help your outreach become even more effective, right? So now you can find people based on their company, their size, their industry, years of experience, and pretty much dozens of other factors. It's not limited to just those. There's so many things that you could be very specific on so that, you could get across to your people that you want to get across. So, for the example, maybe like I'm targeting realtors, right? So realtors that are maybe, have 5 years of experience, more than 10 people in their company. That's something that you could actually do across all the industries, not just that realtor industry or real estate industry itself. Every industry you can do that for, and that's amazing. Even keywords, whatever keywords that your industry has, you could use those so you could target those people. So that's an amazing, amazing thing. So first things first, you gotta identify your target audience, right? You gotta know who you want to target, because without knowing, you're just going all over the place and you're not gonna be specific. And really, if you're not specific with Sales Navigator, it's not the tool for you, right? So step one, identify your target audience. Really, unfortunately, I can't help you identify this because that's really up to you and who you're targeting and what industry you're in and what niche you really want to be in, right? So it's going to be different if you're going after real estate agents and then you're like, let me go after car salesmen. So it's a different, type of thing, right? Same thing with fitness, same thing with technology. Like, all the industries are going to be different when it comes to the targeting. So really, this is where you got to figure out who you want to target for your business and your company. So now let's move on to step 2. So step 2, and the first one was better. But step 2, you want to use Sales Navigator for your specific audience that you're targeting, right? So use Sales Nav, just go make it short, for your audience. If you don't have a LinkedIn Sales Navigator account, you're going to want to make that, right? So now with that account, you're going to be able to, let's say it's realtors. Now you're going to be super hyper targeted, right? Now you're going to be able to, be like, okay, I'm searching for realtors. That's your keyword. Then after that, their company size, how many years of experience, all these different parameters where you could get really hyper laser focused so that now, everybody that's on that list is the ideal client for you. And with this hyper targeting, that's the power of Sales Navigator. So let's move on to step 3. Now step 3 might be one of the most important things, because now you have a list of, potential leads. And now what are you going to do with that list? You just go let it sit, like leave it there and then that's it? No, right? So step 3 is to send out a text. So now obviously you want to send a message and stuff. Now, that's the most important part of outreach. If you're not reaching out to your prospects, then, you're not doing outreach. But now this is what you have to do. You got to send a text. You got to qualify them. Make sure they're right for you. And then you got to sell them and close the deal. It's as simple as that. Now that's how you use Sales Navigator in 3 steps. So if you were on the previous video, you've already done the hard work in figuring out, who your target audience is and stuff like that. And now you have a whole list of leads that you have right in front of you available. So why is it so hard for you to convert them? Now, this is mainly because it's your messaging. Your messaging is not converting the way it should convert, right? Now, you can't be bland with your messaging. You gotta make it personalized, right? So tip number 1, you have to find common ground. Tip number 2 is building rapport. Number 2 is, after you build the rapport, right, it's all about the pitch. But you want to make it short and concise and to the point. Did you know that LinkedIn changed their policy from being, 100 connections a day that you can make to 100 a week? Okay, so we're talking about LinkedIn's policy change today. Now, it's crazy, right? Going from basically 1,000 a week to 100 a week. How devastating would that be for your business? When it came to this policy change, it took me weeks to figure out how to get up to 300 messages out a day on LinkedIn. Believe me, you could do it. I'm gonna show you 3 ways on how you could, make more connections, right? So let's start with number 1. You need to max out your connections. So number 2 is use emails. Now on to number 3 way is you use groups. Okay, so when it comes to the groups, you want to be careful, but you kind of don't have to at the same time. So the caution part is you don't want to apply to more than 20 groups. So you want to be cautious because, the limitation is 20 groups a week, not a day, a week. So you want to be careful with that. But now there's no limitation that I know of when it comes to, of course, 500 profiles, right? That's a part of everything. But now there's no limitation on how many connections you could send through groups. So be wary, you know, you again, 500 profiles is the max, and it'll creep on you really quick if you know you're doing a lot of outreach on LinkedIn, right? So those are pretty much the 3 ways that I have for you. There's a couple more ways, but those are the big 3 ways where you could get, you know, 300 connections, up to 300 connections. I mean, emails, like, as however many emails you have, you could go ahead and funnel them through. But again, you know, you don't want to do too much at one time, because then they will flag you and ask me how I know. But so be cautious, be careful. But these are 3 different ways that you can maximize your LinkedIn outreach due to their policy change that they have in place, where they restrict you from how many connections you have. So, you know, take your time, be safe, be careful. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Click that bell notification if you're new. And this has been Emmanuel with Desktop Nerd Marketing. Peace. What's going on, guys? Just remember, every Tuesday right here, the Calendly link, so you can book it. But every Tuesday, we have a Zoom call meeting where you can ask me questions about branding, marketing, or whatever you have, whatever questions you want to ask me. I'm here for you every Tuesday, 7 p.m. Remember, don't forget. See you there.